Thanks for staying with us. So, on Wednesdays on the show, we try to bring in people from diverse walks of life so that we can learn and relearn on what is required out there for one to be gainfully employed, self-employed, and most importantly, break even. Join us on the show to speak amongst so many others, especially the prevalence of artificial intelligence in Nigeria's economy today, young people, how they can be empowered, and how they can expand their knowledge in this new economy. Is an economist himself, Mr. Musadiq Talle, the finance director of Golden Alchemy International, a leading player in the African logistics and commodities market. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, because you're a young, successful man, we always like to bring successful people on the show just to share with us some insights to encourage young people out there who are trying to own their own in this economy, especially in view of artificial intelligence, building a business, starting how we can use those tools. So let me even start with you first. Okay. What are your own thoughts as the issues young people could be having in this new world of social media and artificial intelligence hampering their productivity, do you think?
Okay, good day, everyone. My name is Musadiq Talle, the finance director at Golden Alchemy International. Golden Alchemy International is a leading player in the logistics and the commodities market in Africa. I have a decade of experience in financial management, risk management, and strategy. So basically, the world has moved on from what we used to know to be the norm, the traditional means of doing trading. We've seen how COVID disrupted the consumer behaviors, the wars in Eastern Europe, and which is the Russia and Ukraine war. It has affected the consumer behavior and has put shocks across the globe. Of recent, we've seen the wars in Iran and Israel as well. These wars bring about sanctions and shock prices across the globe. We've seen an increase in the oil prices as well, which is about $75 today. These things are threats to businesses, but there are also opportunities for young people to look at avenues to create solutions and bring about changes. So for young people, I would say they should think strategically, try to find solutions to problems that we are facing currently, and look at the commercial viability of these issues, try to solve them, and hopefully profit from it and bring about development of the country at large. And I would also like to add that we should be looking at possible solutions that has to do with technological solutions as well.
Can you highlight some problems? I mean,
we have plenty of problems. Specifically within your field, which is logistics, what are the challenges we've had? Because we talk about AI, talk about how AI can help to solve the problem and the youth, but we are not taking cognizance of the fact that the Nigerian factor can sometimes thwart AI. So in the tin can and that environment, they tried doing the call-up system because there was always this issue of the logistics vehicle clogging the road. So they said, okay, let's introduce technology, bring the call-up system. This is going to make life easy. People will not have to park on the road. Just go from your park to the place. Alas, we're back on the road. So how do we integrate the AI opportunity, engaging the youth to ensure that we also take in the Nigerian factor to not just speak English? Yes.
Okay, so basically, we faced that challenge, I think, 3-4 years ago when this call-up system was introduced. But what I think personally is the issue is mostly data input. We have a problem of data in Nigeria. To gather information is a problem. And secondly, I would say we need more training on the part of government and individuals. We need the lawmakers to come up with policies that would help in training youth to understand the importance of using technology in each and every business. Because, I mean, years back, nobody thought that it was possible to even order a parcel in Nigeria and get your deliveries. Yeah. But here we are. We faced a lot of challenges when the call-up system was introduced. But as time goes by, we had to adapt.
Oh, so it's working well now?
It is.
So, you know, today in the papers, a lot of conversation about Dangote refinery, Koreans building refineries. Oil is a major conversation in this country. And as we know, we'll say we're all dependent. You know, but I feel that, you know, and many people believe, as well as economists, that we need to evolve from that and diversify. How do you think we can evolve from this oil-dependent economy that we have right now?
So, this is quite complex, but what I would say is this. Prior to 1970s, before the oil discovery, the net earnings for agricultural produce was the highest in the country when you look at GDP contribution. But as it is today, oil represents 90% of our earnings, forex earnings. We have a lot of agricultural produce that we can export, and not just export the raw materials. I mean, we should look at value addition. How would the government come in to incentivize these exporters to be able to produce locally and add value to these commodities? I mean, look at the kind of produce that we export nowadays. We have sesame, which has our sesame has the highest oil nutrient. We have hibiscus, which is one of the best in the world. And I remember we used to be the highest exporter of palm oil.
Exactly.
Back during, was it Abacha's era? Okay. Nigeria gave Malaysia the seedlings for the palm oil. Today, Malaysia is the highest exporter of palm oil. So, I mean, where did we get it wrong? I think individuals and companies and the government need to come and collaborate. We need to be deliberate about moving away from oil, because the rest of the world has moved on. Yeah. Look at Saudi. They are looking at tourism. Yeah. They've opened up their borders. Look at the UAE, Dubai in particular. They've opened up their borders to tourism and other sectors. I mean, Nigeria cannot afford to be left behind on this. We have what it takes. Our land is arable. We have about 232 million population, of which 60% are youth. I mean, if we harness these energies from the youth, and if we train and give them the necessary education, I believe we'll move away from this.
Okay, so on artificial intelligence, I am a manufacturer, right? So, so I want to ask, how do we now incorporate this artificial intelligence? In what areas of our business can we, use this artificial intelligence? Because I know that there are so many youths who want to go into manufacturing, and they are the ones that are very, very up to date on this AI thing. Yeah. So can you tell me the areas where?
So it's a mixed bag, I would say. There are a lot of challenges when it comes to AI. We have deficiency when it comes to internet availability. We have issues with lack of reliable power. We have issues with data that I mentioned earlier. And but on the other side, you look at it, we have a large pool of young, eager Nigerian, eager to learn about the new technologies. We've seen how AI has taken over the customer services, which is another threat to jobs. There will be a bit of displacement in jobs. But at the same time, this AI is there to complement. It is there to sense. It is there to learn and act. So if we can if you can utilize the technology, if we can train and nurture our young ones to adapt to this new technology, because, I mean, everyone has moved on to,
exactly.
the world is moving on, so we have to adapt. I believe by training and policymakers bringing about the right I would say policies and implementing them and creating more awareness about these technologies would go a long way in helping us to adopt to AI.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, I think you're very right in a lot of ways. Let me go on a very short break. We're going to come back, we'll wrap up with you. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. All right, Toko had a question.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you about, we're talking about how to get the Nigerian youth involved in developing Nigeria better. So I'm thinking, based on your experience, what do you think are the skills that the Nigerian youth do not have, that if they have it, it will help them contribute better, maybe within the AI space or even just generally?
Okay. Thank you for that question. I think our Nigerian youth are quite equipped. I would say we need to look more at data analysis. We need to look more at startup management. And also, we need to network some more. And most importantly, critical thinking. We need problem solving. We need to be able to think about the problems that we are facing. We need to look at what we have, what we are facing now as a country. There is a lot of economic hardship in the country, but at the same time, you know what they say about hard times? It breeds strong men. It's about time that we start thinking strategically, try to solve one or two problems, and in the process, you end up profiting from it. So I would say critical thinking is the most important for me now.
Okay, so you're in the logistics and commodities market, and I was wondering about opportunities that young people should be paying attention to in our, given our issues in the economy right now. Yeah.
Okay, so I would say agriculture, definitely. Agriculture contributes about 20% to our GDP. But if you look at it, like I said, the forex earning is majorly oil, about 90%. So we should look at the agricultural value chains. There are a lot of opportunities in there. Yeah, you look at it from the transport, you look at it from the trading aspect.
Okay.
We can look at the technological solutions to it. We can look at the precision farming. We can look at the drone-assisted monitoring in terms of farming.
Okay.
The youth need to pay more attention to how we can provide technological solutions in our agriculture. And the government as well needs to provide security. Now, one of the critical issues we are facing now is the insecurity in the north.
Exactly.
And apart from that, we need to look at the post-harvest losses that we face. About 40% of our harvest is gone due to insufficient storage, lack of road access, lack of rail networks and whatnot. So we need to look at agriculture in a wholesome. We need to look at how we can provide technological solutions to the value chain.
I like the way you say that, because when people say agriculture, everybody just thinks, let me go and get my hoe and dig.
No, it's
but
not.
There's just so many things.
We've moved way beyond that. I mean, the world has moved on, and it's by adapting to these changes that we get to grow. Although it's a painful growth as it is, the country is facing a lot of hardship. But I believe these are necessary reforms that we are facing. I mean, the subsidy removal, and we have the FX reforms trying to unify the markets to have a more reflective rate.
Okay. Thank you very much. I mean, we have to wrap up with you, but I think what's your final message to young people who are watching you right now? Let's just say you have that floor to.
I would say that we should all go back to our basics. We should go back to learning and try as much to educate ourselves on the opportunities that are just right before us, and look at how we can possibly provide solutions to these economic hardships.
Right.
And in the process, like I said, we might be fortunate enough to make some fortunes out of it.
All right. Thank you very much. That's all we can take on this segment. Let's
it's a
take a short
pleasure.
break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.